This video will help you to learn to draw the various types of epithelial lining that covers the external surface of the body and line the internal cavities and organs. Here's the first slide of simple squamous epithelium. This is seen lining blood vessels known as endothelium. It is also seen in the alveoli of lungs. In the kidney it is seen in the thin segment of Henle's loop and Bowman's capsule. Let's learn how to draw it. Steps to draw simple squamous epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium is seen lining the ducts of glands and thyroid follicles. The germinal epithelium in ovary is simple cuboidal epithelium. In the kidney it is seen in the proximal and distal convoluted tubules. However, in the proximal convoluted tubule it is seen with a prominent brush border. Let's learn how to draw it. Steps to draw cuboidal epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium is seen as the lining epithelium of stomach and large intestine. Columnar cells with surface projections such as cilia and microvilli are seen lining the respiratory tract and small intestine. Here's how we draw it. Steps to draw columnar epithelium. Columnar cells could have hair-like projections called cilia, which aid in the movement of substances. Ciliated columnar epithelium is seen in respiratory tract, uterus and uterine tubes. Columnar cells which with finger-like projections called microvilli aid in the absorption. Regularly arranged microvilli is called as striated border seen in the small intestine. Irregularly arranged microvilli is called as brush border seen in the gallbladder. However, microvilli and brush border are interchangeably used most often. Secretory columnar cells are called goblet cells. Here's how simple columnar epithelium would look. Columnar cells with apical modifications such as cilia or microvilli would appear the same and can only be differentiated on an electron microscope. Pseudostratified columnar epithelium is seen as the lining epithelium of vas deferens and some parts of male urethra. Ciliated cells are seen lining the trachea and bronchi. Here's how we draw it. Let's see how to draw the pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Transitional epithelium is seen as the lining epithelium of renal pelvis and calyces, ureter, urinary bladder and part of the urethra. Hence it's also called as the urothelium with its property of stretchability. Here's how we draw it. Transitional epithelium is multi-layered. First layer resting on the basement membrane are columnar or cuboidal cells. The next 2 to 3 layers of hair-shaped cells over which we find large umbrella-shaped cells which appear flattened when distended or stretched. Some of these umbrella cells are binucleate. Stratified squamous epithelium is seen lining surfaces which undergo constant friction. The superficial layers are constantly being removed and replaced by proliferation from the basal layer. Stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium is seen lining the esophagus, oral cavity and vagina, whereas keratinized epithelium is seen in the skin and forms the epidermis. Let's learn to draw them. Stratified squamous epithelium is multi-layered. First layer resting on the basement membrane are columnar cells. The next 2 to 3 layers are polyhedral cells which finally become flattened to form squamous cells. In case of keratinized epithelium, we find the topmost layer composed of keratin, which are dead cells who have lost their nuclei. Here's the last diagram. With this we've come to an end of how to draw the microscopic anatomy of various epithelium.